Now, we're all very excited here at St. Patrick's Athletic at the return of the EA Sports National Underage Leagues this weekend. About 6 months in the waiting for lots of our players. The last Academy game a St. Pat's team played was back on December 22nd of last year, 3 days before Christmas, when our under-19s beat Bohemians in the final at the UCD Bowl to win the under-19 league. Unfortunately, due to COVID and lockdowns, the 17s, the 15s and the 13s at the time didn't actually get to complete their seasons, but it's all systems go for the big kickoff this weekend. And I'm joined by our Academy Director, Ger O'Brien, to look ahead. Ger, how are you?
I'm good, Jay. Yeah, I'm excited, ready to go this weekend.
Yes. Now, as I mentioned, it's been a long time waiting for the young players across the country to get back playing in our own academy as well. So how's everybody feeling ahead of the big kickoff this weekend?
Yeah, excited. You know, as you've referenced already, Jay, it's been such a long time, and for all the players and parents and the staff to go through such a long lockdown in the off season, you know, from January to until the end of April was really difficult. But you know, in fairness, everyone has kind of done a really good job from the FEI and the way they've kind of managed to get the fixtures ready from all the clubs and how they've kind of agreed with everything. And obviously internally, all the staff and players have been working really hard to get going. And yeah, the big kickoff is coming this weekend. So there's a lot of excited young men and kids ready to go.
Yeah, we've 2 games on Saturday and 2 games on Sunday. The under-14s on Saturday away to Galway, while the under-17s begin their campaign at home to Wexford. And then on Sunday, the 19s face Drogheda at Richmond Park, and the under-15s are also at home to Galway. So a busy weekend for all the players and staff. Jerry, you might just explain to those watching and listening what the players have been up to for the last 6 months, really, since Christmas, and it's split between working out from home via Zoom and things like this, and then they've been back on the training pitch for about the last 5 or 6 weeks.
Yeah, so right away in January, we knew that we were kind of in it for a long haul. That was going to have to be, you know, it's very important that you have young lads who had no school, who had, you know, no routine, that their routine was completely gone, whereas that they were in school most days, and then you were coming straight to training. That was all gone. And we were very conscious of that, and we needed to keep them as active as we possibly can. So we ended up doing 6 days a week, 3 gym sessions, which Sean Fogarty, our academy strength and conditioning coach, was doing from his own gym, and the players were logging in at different times on Zoom and being able to do that with them. And then they had 3 running days as well, so we were giving them a Sunday off, and that was just to keep them as much active mentally and physically as we possibly could. And yeah, and then when we were allowed to get back, we've been in the pitch 4 days a week, every team. They've all been working really hard, and all the kids and parents have been starved of football, the coaches, and it's just about getting them onto the pitch, getting them touch the ball. And we haven't really focused on anything, you know, too dramatic. It's just about getting them back enjoying it again, getting them moving. And, you know, as I said already, everyone's kind of really excited and looking forward to the weekend.
Yeah, the under-13 league from the last couple of years has moved to under-14s this year, with the other 3 age groups all remaining the same. And Ger, in terms of how the leagues will run, the FAI have changed the structures a little bit with input from the clubs, and it'll run in a group stage format for the first few weeks and months, and then it'll go to knockout stages, and it'll also be a cup competition, which didn't happen last year because of COVID. So lots of games for all the teams coming up starting this weekend.
Yeah, listen, I think it's very important to remember that these are kids and all you want to do is play football. And, you know, sometimes it can be adults that actually cause more problems than what needs to be. And as I said already, in fairness to the FEI and all the clubs, the academy managers and directors who've been kind of working behind the scenes on Zooms, and Will Clark has been really good since he's come into his role with the FEI as well, is that we've all worked together and we just want to get as many games as we possibly can in. We know there's difficulties still out there. We know that there's still a virus out there, and we know that, you know, that we need to be cautious and we need to make sure that we're looking after the kids and the players' health first. And that's exactly what all the clubs are trying to do. We're all trying to work together cohesively and to make it a safe environment for them, and get them out and playing as much as they possibly can, as quickly as possibly can. You know, when kids have gone through such a long lockdown and with no football, it's just about them playing games. So the format is great, it works, but more importantly, it gives the opportunity for loads of games, as many games as possible. And yeah, it's the way it should be after such a long time.
Yeah, and what we've seen from our own club's point of view, Ger, is we've all 4 teams training together in TU Dublin, Blanchardstown, and a lot of them did Zoom classes together as well at different times. And we've really seen that collective of the 13-year-olds coming in with the under-14s all the way up to the oldest under-19s in the same venue, you know, and we know all of the COVID guidelines stuff being followed. That'll be our home venue along with Richmond Park for games as well. So we've really seen that collective of the coaching staff and also all of the 80 Academy players crossing paths and getting to see each other train and play. And that's been really nice.
It has, yeah. Listen, we have a really exceptional staff in the academy, and you know, when you're working in a League of Ireland academy, you're certainly not doing it for the money. By any stretch of the imagination, these guys have 9-to-5 jobs. Some, you know, are on the road earlier when they have to be there. They're giving their commitment to 4 or 5 days a week in some cases, and you know, they have all been absolutely fantastic. The commitment levels from each and every one of the coaches has been first class, and they realise that they're at a club where, you know, the emphasis is on us to provide a really good platform for these kids, a really good learning environment for them, and they know that if they don't put in the work and the effort, that we're going to fail the kids. And there's never a question of that from me. So, you know, firstly, they've been absolutely really top class since the turn of the year, since January, and with the Zooms and on the pitch sessions. And to be honest with you, you know, finally we've had all our teams based, as you said, into Hugh Blanchardstown. And yeah, it's been a really good environment for all the kids to come in. And not only that, but yeah, it's kind of filtered right up to the first team as well. Like, we've had so many players in training with the first team that are still in the academy. We've got 15, 16, 17-year-old boys who are training regularly with the first team. And you know, when they're doing really well and winning games and sitting top of the league, everyone, the whole sense around the club is really good. And you know, the academy has been really fantastically run in the last few years. We've had a little bit of success on the pitch, a little bit of success off the pitch by bringing players through, selling players to the UK, players who have outgrown the club, and now finally our first team are really up there challenging as well. So it's a really good time for everyone involved at the club, right from the top in the first team right down to the under-14s.
Yeah, just to explore those 2 points to finish, Ger, on the players in the first team. First of all, you know, we've seen how well, particularly Darragh Burns and Ben McCormack, have done in getting regular minutes and meaningful minutes with the first team this season. As you mentioned, on top of the league, both of the lads came on again the other night on Monday in the win over Finn Harps. There's 4 or 5 other players, the likes of Cian Kelly, Josh Keeley, Cian Corbally, Adam Murphy, in with the first team every day. And then there's other players in the 19s and the 17s who have ambitions to get there. But there's also players in the under-14s who can see, well, in 2 or 3 years' time, if I do well, I can be like the lads. And you know, there's others, the likes of Jamie Lennon, who's come through the academy years previously, who's a regular player. People like Luke McNally, recently gone to the UK, who's also come through the academy with the under-19. So there's a real nice pathway there if they are good enough and they can get into that first team. There's chances for them to impress at the top level in the country.
There is, and you know what, we're all on the one page, and that's probably, without being disrespectful, is what a lot of other clubs don't have in the country. Right from the top, from the owner, who kind of sets out exactly what he's looking for from his football club, right the way down to the office staff, to the first team staff, to myself, to the academy staff. We're all off the same page, and there's nobody kind of pulling in a different direction, and that makes our jobs an awful lot easier right the way through the club. And you're right from the young boys coming through, they can see that the likes of Adam Murphy, who's just turned 16, is training with the first team regularly. They can see that Cian Corbally, 17 years of age, has been training with the first team for the last 4 or 5 months. They know that that's going to be a possibility. There's so many of those players in the underage section that's actually knocking on the door of the first team. And our job is to try and prepare them as best we can, that when they do go up, that they don't look too much out of place. We can see already the likes of Darragh Burns, Ben McCormack. These guys are really, really stepping up to the plate, and we know that they can do that. And you know, the league has been criticised over the last number of years with the academies and the way things have gone, but I think it's being looked upon now. I think really from supporters are saying we can actually start calling the likes of Darragh Burns and Ben one of our own. I know we've taken them from other schoolboy clubs, but you know, we're bringing them in, we're giving them that platform to get on. It's a really, really professional environment in the academy. It's a really, really professional environment in the first team. And we're just saying to them, listen, we're giving you all the tools. We're giving you everything you need to be a professional footballer. Just grab it with both hands. We'll help you. We'll work with you. And in fairness, all the kids, right from the under-14s all the way up to the 19s, have been first class. But that's a lot to do with the coaches as well, and the environment that we set, the culture that's in the club at the moment. That's from the top all the way down, as I said, the owner, right the way down to all the coaches in the academy, right through the first team. And long may that continue.
And lastly, Ger, just on that word of wanting to win, and there's often a debate in Irish football about winning versus development in academy football. And I think what we've done at St. Pat's in recent seasons is showing that both can be done at the same time. In 2019, the last full season that we had an under 13 double, an under 15 double, under 17 league, and the under 19s won the Leinster Senior Cup. And then last year, all of the teams were well set to win trophies. Unfortunately, only the 19s were able to actually play in a final and win. And that, coupled with the development of the players in the first team and you know, the level of I suppose training and advice that they're getting from the coaches, has been a nice combination. But the kids, at the end of the day, when they kick off this weekend, they want to try and continue that winning formula that we've had over the last few years.
And Jay, to be honest with you, it's the culture that we set. We have no problem whatsoever with the kids wanting to win. We've no problem with the coaches wanting to win. But everything we do in the process has to be winning is the byproduct of everything we do. So the culture we set, you know, the type of training, the intensity, our kind of principles of play that we kind of work with on the pitch, the principles that we have off the pitch, all of that, winning is the byproduct. So I have no problem. I've never shared the fact. I've actually got criticised from other clubs who have gone on, their own inner channels in their own club and have criticised me for the way we recruit, have criticised me for the way we kind of do things. I have no problem with that. My job is to make those kids and challenge those kids to be the best footballers that they can in a proper environment. We do that. I know we do that, so I have no problem with that. And, you know, the proof is there with the players breaking through to the first team. And I'm not just talking about breaking through as average first team players. These boys are breaking through as top class professionals, and they're going to be top class players. And yeah, we've had some success along the way. Me personally, it's great. I love when the lads are lifting the trophy, but I don't love it for me, Ger O'Brien. I love it for the club. I love it for the kids. I love it for the parents. I love it for the coaches who put in endless amount of hours in training, getting to training, talking to the players, all the ups and downs that you have. But I've no doubt the way we do things, as I said to you, the culture, the principles, everything we drive with the kids and the parents and the coaches, winning is the byproduct, the end byproduct. So I have no problem continuing on that, because I'll never apologise for it, and we'll just keep going and we'll see where we end up at the end of the season.
That is the voice of the St. Pat's Academy Director Ger O'Brien speaking to us here ahead of the big kickoff of the EA Sports National Underage League of Ireland seasons this weekend. EA Sports on board for the first year as all over league sponsors, and Mangar Plus our own St. Pat's Academy sponsors as well. Looking forward to working with them this season. The action gets underway in TU Dublin Blanchardstown on Saturday at 2 o'clock as the under-17s welcome Wexford. At 3 o'clock the under-14s are in Galway, and then a double header on Super Sunday as well. It kicks off at Richmond Park at 12 o'clock on Sunday as the under-19s host Strada, followed at 3:30 back in TU Dublin Blanchardstown. The under-15s will close the action for the weekend at home to Galway. And keep an eye across all of our St. Pat's social media channels across the weekend, and on Monday we'll have results updates, photos, hopefully some goal clips as well, and loads more besides, ahead of a really exciting weekend ahead. So we're looking forward to it. And Ger, I'll chat to you over the weekend. Thanks for jumping on.
Thanks, Jay. All the best.